Quite for no reason, I'm here for the season and high as a kite, living in error with Maud at Cap Ferret, which couldn't be right. Everyone's here and frightfully gay. Nobody cares what people say, though the Riviera seems really much queerer than Rome at its height. Hello everybody, my name's Tom Allen and I'm delighted to be part of the Attitude Pride at Home celebration, and I was thinking of what might be a nice thing to read for you, and I thought about somebody I loved, particularly when I was growing up, the writer Noël Coward. When I was a teenager, I realised I felt different and perhaps a little isolated in the world, different to the people around me in so many ways, and I often felt sad because of that. And then I realised actually you can embrace that sadness and that feeling of outsiderness and make it your strength. And I was emboldened to do that because of reading people like Noël Coward. And one of the favourite things he wrote is a song called I Went to a Marvellous Party. I don't know why I like it so much. I suppose it represents, or it represented to me, a world of something glamorous and fun and eccentric, where people were allowed to be different and were celebrated for it. And when I was growing up in suburban Bromley, I don't know if I had that many references for that. It goes a little bit like this. Quite for no reason, I'm here for the season and high as a kite, living in error with Maud at Cap Ferret, which couldn't be right. Everyone's here and frightfully gay. Nobody cares what people say, though the Riviera seems really much queerer than Rome at its height. Yesterday night, I went to a marvellous party with Nunu and Nada and Nell. It was in the fresh air, and we went as we were, and we stayed as we were, which was hell. Poor Grace started singing at midnight, and she didn't stop singing till 4. We knew the excitement was bound to begin when Laura got blind on Dubonnet and gin, and scratched her veneer with a Cartier pin. Oh, I couldn't have liked it more. I went to a marvellous party. I must say the fun was intense. We all had to do what the people we knew would be doing 100 years hence. Dear Cecil arrived wearing armour, some shells and a black feather boa. Poor Millicent wore a surrealist comb made of bits of mosaic from St. Peter's in Rome, but the wait was so great that she had to go home. I couldn't have liked it more. People's behaviour away from Belgravia would make you aghast. So much variety, watching society scampering past. If you have any mind at all, Gibbon's divine decline and fall seems pretty flimsy, no more than a whimsy. By way of contrast, on Saturday last, I went to a marvellous party. We didn't start dinner till 10, and young Bobby Carr did a stunt at the bar with a lot of extraordinary men. Dear Baba arrived with a turtle, which shattered us all to the core. The Grand Duke was dancing a foxtrot with me when suddenly Cyril screamed fiddle-dee-dee and ripped off his trousers and jumped in the sea. I couldn't have liked it more. I went to a marvellous party. Elise made an entrance with May. You'd never have guessed, from her fisherman's vest, that her bust had been whittled away. Poor Lulu got fried on Chianti and talked about esprit de corps. Maurice made a couple of passes at Gus, and Freddie, who hates any kind of a fuss, did half the big apple and twisted his truss. I couldn't have liked it more. I went to a marvellous party. We played the most wonderful game. Maureen disappeared and came back in a beard, and we all had to guess at her name. We talked about growing old gracefully, and Elsie, who's 74, said, A, it's a question of being sincere, and B, if you're subtle, you've nothing to fear. Then she swung upside down from a glass chandelier. I couldn't have liked it more. Didn't I read that beautifully? Noel will be very impressed, I'm sure. I hope you all have a wonderful Pride and celebrate in whichever way you deem fit. Keep safe, keep happy, and enjoy.